All right, so part 5 of the sequence I refer to as fill in the blank. What I mean by that, it's whatever you choose to kind of make your theme for the class. So I'm going to show you 2 fill in the blanks that you're going to see in your handouts. One is something a little basic, a little bit more simpler. It's standing balancing poses. So since we have these beautiful trees around me, even though they're a little bit crooked, especially this one behind me over here, we're going to try to be upright with our tree pose. Okay, so we'll do a few different standing balancing poses now. All right, so with standing balancing poses, we set the foundation so they can come with bring your students to their feet together, hands at the side, standing nice and tall. From here, hands come together in Pranayama. Bringing your right heel onto the inner ankle is one option, and this is nice. If they just stay here, it's fine. Some people have a little more of a challenge with balance, especially if they have vertigo or anything like that. This is enough for them, that's fine. However, the next step is to go by bringing the foot onto the calf muscle like this. Notice I'm bringing the knee out, so I'm opening the hip. And then finally I can bring the foot onto the inner thigh and rest there. Never on the knee, always above the knee or below the knee. Okay, and I'm standing very tall. My focus is straight ahead on something that's not moving ideally, and just being balanced. For more of a challenge, if you have the flexibility in your hips, you can take the foot across high in the hip, almost like a half lotus, and then drop the knee down. Okay, this is a bigger stretch on the hip and the knee, so be mindful of that. Whichever position you're in, go ahead and take the arms up, let the eyes go up as well. Try to maintain the balance. And when you're ready, slowly release and bring the hands down. Then, of course, we will go on to the other side. So go ahead and bring your left heel onto the ankle or the calf muscle, the inner thigh, or across the hip. Hands come to prayer. If you're doing this one, another nice variation is to do a half bind. So wrap the arm around, try to grab the foot, and then reach hand to your heart or up toward the sky and eyes up. Okay, all right, so that's tree pose. Let's go into another pose. We did it before in the form of Warrior 3. We're now going to do something called balancing stick. So with this one, you come to the back of the mat like this. Bring your hands up again into Kali Mudra. Interlace your thumbs, your fingers, leave your pointer fingers out and side by side. Kali Mudra. Step your left leg forward to the middle like so, and in one motion, try to go right into the balancing pose. Your toes go back and your pointer fingers go forward, holding the balance. And then break the pose by coming back and release. And the same thing on the other side. Inhale up, stepping the opposite foot forward to the middle of the mat, and in one motion, lean forward, find your balance. And down. Okay? So that's balancing stick. There's another pose very similar to that one known as toppling tree. So with this pose, what we're going to do is bring our foot to the middle of the mat, hands behind us, interlace, lift the heart a little bit. A nice soft little heart opener, shoulder opener, back bend. Then bend your knee, bring the head down towards the mat, looking forward and out. Raise your back foot, point your toes. Notice my hands are away from my backside, and I reach my back foot up toward the sky. My foot is higher than my head and my hands. Toppling tree. Okay? So you want to be on an angle, where with balancing stick and Warrior 3, you're straight across, toppling tree, you're on an angle. Let's do the other side. So again, coming to the back of the mat, hands come behind you, stepping the opposite leg to the middle, roll the shoulders, lift the heart, a little bit of a heart opener. Bend the knee, bring the head down, point your toes, raise your leg up, and to the back of the mat. Okay? All right, so that's toppling tree. Next, let's go into eagle pose. So eagle pose is a little bit of a challenging one because it works on the flexibility of the hips. Instead of going out, we're going to go in, okay? So with eagle pose, we want to bend your knees. That's a good way to start, by bending the knees. Go ahead and raise your left leg up, cross it over the top knee. So bring it over so your top knee is over your bottom knee. And then you want to try to wrap your foot around your calf muscle and around your ankle. Then that same side, so in this case is my right, but it'll be your left. Your left arm goes under, touch, and then squeeze down and hold. engaging your bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. A nice challenge is to come out of it and go right into Warrior 3. Okay, nice variation. I'll do it sideways so you can see this side. All right, so same thing. Let's go to the other side. So now go ahead and bring your opposite leg over, cross, wrap it around the back of your thigh or calf muscle. Same arm, same leg. Goes under, cross it, and squeeze down. Here's the transition. You can unwind right into Warrior 3. And then come down. All right? There are a few standing balancing poses for you to practice, okay, in your fill in the blank. Let's go into another variation of fill in the blank. Let's go into some inversions. So with inversions, it's very important to remember a couple of key distinctions for safety for yourself and obviously for your students. I always start the inversions from hare pose. So starting in heroes, this is heroes pose, sitting here, let's go into hare pose. So bring the hand behind you, onto the feet, lift the heart, roll the head and neck back. Bring the chin into the chest, Jalandhara Bandha. Bring the crown of the head onto the floor, right in front of your knees. Lift the butt up. Hands can remain on the heels or palms down. What we're doing is putting a little bit of pressure on the crown of the head. And from here, I roll up the way I went down, butt down, rolling the spine, head and neck back, and center. Okay, so that's hare pose, hare pose. Just putting a little bit of weight on the crown of the head, introducing a little bit of pressure there, not hurting the neck, a little bit of weight. Now, the next step to go into an inversion, particularly headstand we're working our way toward, is something called egg pose. Not commonly known in the yoga world, something I learned on the East Coast, but I'm going to show it to you now, okay? So because this floor is extremely hard, I'm going to fold this towel, giving me a little bit of a cushion, somewhat. And that same thing would apply with your mat, by the way. You can fold your mat to give yourself a little bit of cushion. All right, so here I am on my knees. I'm going to interlace my hands together like this. Elbows are pretty tight, so they should be like this on the head, not like this. If the elbows are wide, you're going to have a good foundation. It's a little bit tighter. Okay, so I place the hands down. I place the crown of the head down. I straighten my legs, walk my feet into my face. Bring one knee into my chest, bring the other knee into my chest. See, I try to stack my shoulders over my wrists, over my hips, over my head, one line. And then from here, once you have egg, you can unravel your knees up first, toes up, coming into headstand. Headstand, very important to make sure that you have space between your ears and your shoulders. Make sure you're on the crown. Make sure you're using your elbows and forearms as well, not just the head. And that you're in line. Your heels are over your knees are over your hips are over your shoulders. One straight line. For years I did it like this, on an angle, and it was such a strain. And then Sri Dharma just had me put my feet back a few inches. And it became so much easier. It made life so much easier in an inversion. And coming down, just as much core, strength and awareness in, and then down. Okay, so that's your headstand. Everybody wants to do it. Not everybody. But it's very important to do it with safety. So again, interlacing the hands, keeping the wrist and forearms right on the temple, squeezing the head in. It's a good foundation. I'm interlacing like this. Keeping my knees pretty tight. I'm on the crown of my head. I have space between my ears and my shoulders. I'm using the forearms, the elbows, and the hands to root down. So I usually say 70 or 80% here, only 20 or 30% here, okay? As long as I have proper alignment, as long as I have the space keeping my neck safe, you'll be fine, okay? If anybody has any injuries, obviously in their neck or their spine, etc., you want to make sure that you skip that pose. But here's a pose that you might be able to do, and that's shoulder stand. So we call the headstand the king of the asanas. Now we'll go into shoulder stand, which is known as the queen. Okay, so here's shoulder stand. So I'm going to lay my mat back out the way it was. Okay, so for shoulder stand, you want to make sure you're pressing down through your hands. Lift the butt off the mat, so it looks like this. Lift up. Place your hands to your lower back, and then send your legs up to the ceiling. Again, trying to find the alignment. This is not aligned correctly. You want to be more here. So you have to wiggle onto your shoulders and then really reach the toes up. If you can, bring your chin towards your chest. A variation, however, if that's a little bit too challenging, is just to simply lift your feet up toward the sky or the ceiling and just balance here like this and just relax. Very good for circulation. And then come down. Okay? So those are two simple inversions that you can practice. That's really good to teach: the headstand and the shoulder stand. Headstand, you could be done against the wall. I don't have one here now, but you can practice against the wall. And in one of the other segments in the videos, we're going to show you how to assist and adjust people into headstand, which is really nice, as well as a shoulder stand. Okay? All right, so that completes the fill in the blank section, part 5 of your sequence. One more to go, and then we're done.